I just want to say that we will open this up at the end, or you can definitely put in some questions maybe for John or any one of us in the chat, and we'll do our best to get those answered for you. But I think you're going to find out some really nice things and interesting things about John today. So without any, I guess, further delay, we'll go ahead and start. And is there anything else that, Denise, you want to make any announcements, or do you want to wait till the end?
Wait to the end. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Can we spotlight John?
Can we spotlight him? Yes. I thought I had given him the spotlight, but let me go. Let's see.
I think it says I am now.
It is?
Because it's giving me the option to remove the spotlight, so I think that means it must be out there.
Is that working, Denise?
It is, but Sally, I think you have to take yourself off because I still see you and I only see John in the small picture on this.
Oh, let me do that. Thank you. Okay, and I think I have to do that through here.
I know everything's different. Everything's new.
Yeah, there he is. Yay. Okay, nice to see your face. Okay, so I'm going to be the interviewer, so I'm excited about this because we've come up with some really great Q&A, and John's going to surprise us all, and we're going to start. So I think first off, I personally wanted to know more about John, the person, and kind of just know who you are and kind of what got you here and all those kinds of things. So I asked, growing up, what were some of your interests and hobbies? And just give us some of those, and so we get to know you a little better.
So I know I've already had this conversation with Chris the first time I went on with the walking class. Growing up, I was pretty much obsessed with basketball. It was pretty much the only thing I did. Every day of the week, I was either in practice or at a game or something along those lines. And then it even extended out to other sports to where if I wasn't playing basketball, I was at a Yankee game or just watching some kind of college basketball or really any kind of sport I could get on TV.
Well, you know, that's nothing like most of the men we know, but I'm just kidding. I know, I mean, in our family, sports is a big thing, you know, whether it be pro or college or watching your kids, you know, I mean, it's a big part of our lives. So, and it's a great community, you know, it's kind of our first start, or I think a lot of ways it's our first introduction to physical fitness and phys ed and kind of learning how, you know, the body can function in ways that are pretty remarkable. So I think that's a great way to kind of learn more about that kind of stuff. And how has that changed? Are your hobbies and interests still the same and just kind of grown, or have you changed with some of the sports you like? Or
so I don't spend too much time playing basketball these days just because it's been kind of tough to find places to play ever since I left UNM. But I do try and box when I get the chance. That's where I do mostly the sport that I participate in these days. I'm still watching way too much to the point that I spent 2 years writing about sports. But nowadays I give myself a little more time to give into my nerdier impulses and collect comic books and watch superhero movies and TV shows, like all the big Iron Man movies and things like that.
I think we all have some fandom going on with that stuff, whether, you know, male or female. There's those, you know, the superhero things are kind of the fun. The fantasy part is fun.
Yeah.
So, and you shared with me, I think your mom's on with us today on the Zoom. So, you shared with me that your mom was involved in healthcare herself. And I asked how that may have influenced your career choices. And why don't you share that with everybody?
So I think it definitely had some kind of an impact. I think all the time that I spent in the offices she was working in when I was growing up definitely kind of pushed me towards healthcare. That and my grandmother reminding me constantly that she needed a doctor in the family. But there wasn't so much in medicine that I was interested in. So I think I kind of took a turn towards food healthcare because of how much I love food. And my grandma's getting her doctor anyway because my sister's going to be a neurologist.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mhm.
Oh, a doctor in the family and a nutritionist in the family, you can't go wrong. That's a great way to go. And you're
Yeah.
right. I mean, with doctoring, you know, there's a lot more emphasis now on integrative and preventative care, but really and truly, you do see, you know, in the wellness side of things, nutrition and physical fitness and meditation and those kinds of things that really make up the ball of good health. Is there are other, obviously, like you know, kind of entered into a whole different realm, which is more preventative, really.
Mhm.
So what brought you to Albuquerque, New Mexico?
That's always a fun story for me because I don't really have a clue how I ended up with this place on the radar for me. I grew up in Jersey, so nowhere near here. Most of my friends growing up probably didn't even know that New Mexico was a state. And one day I just decided I wanted to go to New Mexico. I wanted to go to the University of New Mexico. And I think that everybody thought I was kidding. And one day my mom was like, "Do you really want to go there?" I was like, "Yeah." And so she said, "All right, then we're going to go visit." So we booked plane tickets. We came here for a couple days and just packed a backpack. And I loved it here when we got here. First thing I noticed was the weather. I got out of the car, said it was 100 degrees. I was like, "Oh my God, this is going to be miserable." And I got out and I couldn't feel it. It didn't stick to me like humid weather in New Jersey does. So the first thing right off the bat was the weather. And then the next thing I noticed was random people saying hi to me. And I was like, "That's strange. I've never had strangers usually just keep their heads down and don't really even look at you." And here I was like, "Oh my God, these people want to talk to me? I don't know who I am." And so that really drew me here, that people were just so welcoming. There's a certain warmth to New Mexico.
Yeah, you know, I'm not from here either, so I agree with you. There's really a nice friendliness and kind of openness to, you know, people from, you know, who knows where. We just all meet up, and that is a beautiful thing about the Southwest. That brings me to what do you like? You brought up weather, but what are some of the things that you do like most about the Southwest and being here?
So yeah, like I said, the weather. I don't mind not having real winters anymore. That's kind of a nice perk living here. I don't have to worry about 3 feet of snow or -2 degrees or any of that kind of stuff.
You can just always go up north and go up and ski Taos, or go up north further and go to Colorado and get some snow.
It's okay. I'm good right here. And then I really like the people. People are just very warm here. People are a lot more accepting and inviting here of strangers. There isn't really that kind of getting to know people period. It's just kind of you slide right in. There's a much more laid back attitude here. It's where you can there isn't that same rush, that people breathing down your neck like there is back east. And the food, as you know, food is what got me into nutrition, and there's just something special about good Mexican food. And I just went to New Jersey for a month, and when me and my girlfriend got back here, the first thing we did was we went and got tacos because we were like, "Man, I miss good Mexican food."
You can't go wrong with tacos. I don't think anybody would disagree with you. Can't, yeah, no one would disagree with that one.
You know, especially from La Reforma. I'll give them my free pitch right now. La Reforma on Alameda. Fantastic.
Yes, I've been. It's a great place. I agree. So we're going to kind of get into some of the things. We love that you've come on board with Vessel, and lifestyle consultant is a very unique role. It's kind of served our patients in a whole different way, and it's truly beneficial. And I think they just feel like they're getting something more than they normally would just by, you know, walking into the typical cardiology practice and kind of finding out diagnoses and then kind of figuring out what they have to do on their own, typically from home, right? So this is beautiful because we have all these great entities on the lifestyle side, like yourself and Julie and Denise. So this all kind of morphs into this great support system. What are some of the things, how would you define fitness? Because that is kind of part of your role. So how would you define fitness?
So I have kind of a weird definition. It's probably not the definition you'd get from most people in healthcare. But to me, fitness isn't really one thing. It's just an accumulation of good life decisions. So it's making the right choices with your food. It's making the right choices for your exercise. But it's also making the right choices for your overall well-being and getting yourself to a point where you feel happy and healthy. So at the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to is we want you to be happy and healthy. It doesn't, there's no number that can quantify it. There's no set, this is exactly what you need to do and this is where you're going to get it. It's different from person to person. And it's just about finding that spot in your life that you need to get to.
Yeah, that sweet spot. And you're right. Everybody's unique. So, and everybody has different things that they're dealing with. So, I think that's a great answer, because it isn't just one magic, pill or whatever. And now you're working with patients. So how do you work with patients on different popular, talking about fitness again, how do you work with patients on different popular diets? Because diets kind of come into play when you're working with nutrition and finding out more about.
The word I would use is carefully, because there are so many ways that you can kind of steer wrong with those kinds of diets. Some of them harder to stick to, some of them have actual danger to them. But for the most part, if you kind of know what you're doing, you read up on it, you can healthily do things like keto. One lady that I meet with is suddenly realized that she was on a vegan diet that she had found in a book. And so you can do things like that healthily. And so she just came in and asked me questions and kind of looked for guidance on what vitamins and minerals she needed to be looking out for in her diet, how much protein she needed. So really it's things like that. It's kind of when patients come in with those kinds of specialized diets, it's more about fine tuning and making sure that they're doing it safely than trying to change their mind or anything like that.
Yeah, because diets they change on a dime too. It seems like there's a new diet, that comes out almost, weekly or monthly, and at the same time, a lot of times they're really not new. Sometimes they're really the same diet that was popular, 5 years ago, but they've added they've maybe just changed the name or whatever it is. So, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Like keto and Atkins. Keto is basically just Atkins.
Yeah.
With slightly more rules.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay. So what is the number one thing you think people should understand about changing their lifestyle when it comes to being in charge of things that are happening in their bodies and their what do you think they should understand about changing their lifestyle?
So I think the most important thing to understand when you're trying to change your lifestyle is that it's a process. A lot of people come in and they kind of just want to be there. They want to hit that point where they're 150 pounds or whatever their number may be. They want kind of like that magic, what do I do to get here right now? But in reality, lifestyle changes are a process. It's about making small changes over time and being able to do what's comfortable for you to change. So maybe not changing 17 different foods that you can't eat now, or one or two of your meals, and adding 6 days a week of exercise. It's just not realistic. The realistic thing is making small changes here and there and trying to see the changes, trying to see the progress over time. And also understanding that there are going to be slip-ups. You're not going to be perfect right away. You might never be entirely perfect. And just because you decided to eat ice cream last night doesn't mean that you should not do the right things tomorrow. That's really the way to fix it, is you just go ahead tomorrow and you make those right decisions you didn't make yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's kind of a common sense approach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What other potential pitfalls do you see when patients begin making these lifestyle changes?
So like I said, it's the taking on a lot at once is a big thing for people. And I think that that's the other big pitfall to look out for, is just trying to do everything at once. Like even so far when I've been meeting with patients, some of them want to just be like, all right, give me all the things I need to change. And I kind of try to explain that that's just not going to work. At some point, you're going to get tired of it. And I've had patients that have come in and have said, like, I've tried to do this before. I've been put on a diet plan, I've been put on an exercise plan, and after like a month, I'm just sick of it. And I think that that's a big problem that people face early on, is just trying to do everything at once instead of trying to do things that are manageable. I know that in school they taught us about SMART goals. One of them was attainable. That the A in SMART is attainable. And that's really what people need to be looking for, is attainable goals in their life that they can carry with them as they make their full progress, as opposed to just trying to blast it all out in one meeting.
Right. Well, that's, I'd never heard of it like that, but that makes sense. And I mean, yeah, we'll maybe get back to that, because we might want to know more about the SMART goals and kind of how that might play out. Because I think we all develop habits over our lifetime that don't always serve us in a good way. So that's everybody's, I think, challenge. Each and every one of us, whether it be dietary, or whether, it could be stress related, it could be so many different things, right? So
and I mean, it's natural. I mean, heck, I'd like to lose 20 pounds tomorrow, but it's just not going to happen.
Right.
It's not going to happen tomorrow. Yeah. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow and miraculously look like I did when I was 18. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know. We all look back at pictures, and yeah, that can hurt. But yeah, it is one of those things. It doesn't mean it's impossible. If you just look at the goals realistically, and kind of where, like you said, you start small so that you can actually have those small victories and start checking them off. And then you're gonna be much more excited and motivated to keep going. Is hopefully what I would think. That's how I feel. What are some other specialties do you have that you think could help patients at Vessel Health?
So my last job, I was a cook, and so I not only really understand like the science part of the food, but also how to prepare it for healthier meals and things like that. So I know I've talked to you and I've talked to Denise about possibly doing a 6-week cooking course, one of those the meet once a week and do 6 weeks teaching about healthy food and how to prepare it. So that's one way that one other specialty that I think could help out. And I've previously been certified as a personal trainer, and I'm getting recertified right now. So I'll be able to lay out fitness plans and things like that. I know I'm going to take over the circuit class from Denise sometime soon. So I'll also be able to help out on the fitness side, not just the nutrition side.
Now it goes hand in hand. That's perfect. That'll be great. I think our patients will appreciate that. And I think getting back to what you're saying about the cooking, I think that's something that we can all use, because over time, whether we've learned at home or we learned on our own, or however we've learned to cook, we tend to kind of always fall back on our own stuff, right? So, if your mother did it this way, you're probably going to do it that way. Are you using healthier versions? Some people do, that there's things, do you use butter? Do you use, some kind of a non-dairy product? Do you use the vegetable types of things, and how healthy are they? So it's not that we have to read every label, but I think it is important to know, what you're putting in your body. So I guess, that's part of cooking. So is that something you might go over and just kind of talk about ingredients and how that all kind of works, and how you can substitute based on maybe somebody having conditions, celiac, or maybe even diabetes, or any other kind of thing like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be looking to touch on all those things, trying to kind of show what the healthier things you can put in your meals are, things you can substitute. One of the first meals I was actually thinking about preparing is one that My girlfriend and I make, it's a quinoa enchilada bake. So you essentially replace the tortillas in the middle with just a bunch of quinoa in the middle of your dish, and it takes out a whole lot of carbs.
Wow. Okay. Well,
So
I'm
it's
up
kind
for
of an,
that.
yeah,
I
so it's
like
kind of an
quinoa.
example of how you can take uh, more traditional foods and
Mhm.
turn them into something a little bit healthier, because unfortunately our ancestors did not make the healthiest stuff.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It might have tasted delicious, but that might be why. No, that's the other side of that. That's where that's going to be like the challenge is making sure when you are substituting or making something different from what we know,
Mm.
how do you make it delicious? You know, what are some of those things? And that's where you, like you said, if you're doing those trial and errors with your girlfriend at home, that's great, because that is a way to find out, hey, this did work, you know, and it tasted good, and I'm gonna share this with everybody. So I love it. That's great. Well, we're kind of nearing the end of my Q&A. I was gonna go, I thought I had more, but maybe I should kind of hand it out to the group and see if we've got some questions that people would like you to answer for them.
Okay.
I'm going to look at the chat and see if there's anything on chat.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please, Denise, go for it.
So, John, maybe you could share what we might expect when we come to see you. What might a meeting look like?
So the first meeting is usually just like a getting to know you type deal, trying to find out what your habits are right now, trying to see maybe what we can work on, things we can add, things we can subtract, kind of getting a baseline for where you're at right now. Then any follow-up would be where I'll really pinpoint what needs to change, what one or two changes we can make right now, and then see how those things go before a next meeting. And then if those are going well, we pick out another one or two things, and kind of just a process until you're living an overall healthy lifestyle.
Okay, and I want to say I want to be in on the cooking class. I want to help teach it because that's what I love to do.
Okay.
Who
Well,
was
make
that?
sure you have
I'm
an
sorry.
email when we get started.
That was Josephine.
Oh, hi, Josephine. Oh, that's awesome. Well, you know, group participation is always welcome at Vessel. We love that. And, you know, Denise, that was a great question, because I think a lot of times when our patients are coming in to see the clinical side, they kind of know what to expect, right? They know they're going to see Dr. White and one of the nurse practitioners, and then maybe the MAs, and they're kind of just going to go through the motions of what it is they're there for. But when they go to the lifestyle side, it's still kind of new. And it's just a kind of, it's not something traditionally that you experience when you go to the doctor. So we're looking at people who come in and they learn that we have meditation offered, we have yoga, we have walking classes, we have the circuit class, we have sit strong, and we have a lot of specialty comprehensive tests that, John, you're aware of, that we do to kind of find out what areas that maybe need some real, you know, serious looking at and change. So, so yeah, I mean, and it's not a hard thing though. You can schedule these appointments without going to the clinical side as well. I mean, if the nurse practitioner in Vessel refers you over to John, that's always well and good, and he's there to take care of you. And if you're already coming, that's great. You might even, you know, request that. Or if you're just wanting to come in, I mean, it's one of those things. We accept insurance, but unfortunately, insurances don't accept preventative care. Not yet. Not here in our country. So it's the way it goes. You know, someday that might change, but But we do offer, and we have some great introductory offers too. And that's something you might call or talk to myself or John about, because there are some things that we do have that are introductory and are a lower cost to kind of get the ball rolling. And you can talk about that too, John, if you feel comfortable with that. I'm not sure, because there's new things coming up, and maybe, you know, until we kind of do that, it's not something you have to talk about, but we do offer those things. So just kind of putting that out there.
Yeah, and I recommend all of our classes we have. I've done the walking class now, and I did the yoga with Julie my first week, and I've sat in on the circuit training with Denise. It certainly looks like it'd be a good workout. I've even gotten to do some of her fitness classes with patients, and I was exhausted. So I would absolutely recommend them.
That's wonderful. That's a great way to go about it, is just to kind of join in, right? I mean, yeah. And we are, by the way, we are starting a lot of hybrid. I know that some of you on the call you're already going strong with Julie and Denise's classes on Zoom. And now that we're resuming, getting back out in our communities and doing things safely, we are opening up some of the classes. So I know that we've got 3 classes now that are taking place in the building. So, and there'll be more. So we'll make sure that you all know about them, and we'll make that announcement once we know more information.
Can I ask John to share a little bit about the Tanita, because it's such an awesome resource that we have available to share with the patients that come in. And I know some of you have got to use it already, but maybe you could share so people that haven't come in will know what to expect.
Okay. Yeah, the Tanita's pretty cool. It's a scale. Looks just like the scale. Looks kind of like the scale you'd have in your bathroom, or a normal scale you'd step on at a doctor's office. But it measures your body weight, but it also measures your lean body weight, how much body fat you have. It even gets your body water. And so we can kind of get an idea not just of what your weight is, but how your body's composed. And we can kind of figure out, it gives us a nice starting point of kind of where your health is at, where your body's at, and kind of just your build right now.
And your metabolic age. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too, that it calculates that and like how many calories you need a day. It's got all kinds of crazy stuff on it. I even saw it measuring something in ohms. I was like, oh my God, it's measuring electrical charge off of a scale. I was like, wow, that's incredible.
Wow. I want to get a Tanita.
I know. All of you want one.
Yeah. So do we have any other questions from the group? Denise, those were great questions, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm interested in improving my diet some. I'm kind of doing it slowly, but can you do anything for people that hate to cook?
It's always going to be a little bit tougher when you don't like cooking, but I can absolutely take a look at your diet and maybe look at some non-cooking options for you. There are prepackaged meals now that don't require any cooking. You just pop them in the microwave, and they've managed to take a lot of the sodium out of those types of things these days. There's a lot more health food that's catered to not cooking these days than there used to be. So we could absolutely meet about your diet and kind of figure out what options would work out best for you.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, and John, Jana just brought up a good point. She was wanting us to mention your hours at the office so that people are aware of what time you're available and what days.
So right now I'm there 1 to 5 Monday and Tuesday, 8 to 5 on Wednesdays, and then right now I'm 8 to 3 on Thursdays because I shadow Denise for her afternoon fitness classes, and 8 to 12 on Fridays. But at some point I am going to switch back to 8 to 12 Thursdays and 8 to 3 Fridays.
Okay. So you work a full day Friday and you work a full day on Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Okay. And then the rest of the week is kind of a half day, and you've got morning and afternoon. So it kind of gives a good selection if morning or an afternoon throughout the week.
Yep. So
Okay,
whatever time people need to meet me, I'm there.
great. And all you need to do, everybody, is just you can call and speak to Kaylee at the front desk. She's awesome, and she'll get you scheduled. She'll get it all worked through.
I don't have a question, I just have a comment. I really like seeing my gradual improvements. I love going on the Tanita and being able to compare, especially like the very first one I did to what it was, just today. So that's really a motivator for me. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm really
Thank
glad
you,
we got to
Chris.
see that. That was really cool. It was really cool to get to see your past scores on all those things, getting to see all the progress you made. That was really cool.
John, how long have you been with us now? I'm trying to remember.
So 2.5 weeks now.
Wow. Well, that's great. You've done actually, and you've seen how many patients? Do you know?
Off the top of my head, I don't have the exact number, but I've probably seen 20, somewhere between 20 and 30.
That's great. Very nice. Glad to hear that.
Gotten a little bit of everything too. I had a couple. Talked to a lady in England today.
Yeah, you've done some telehealth as well as in person, so that's a nice mix. And and great that you've had a couple, because it's always that much easier when the significant other or the partner is hearing what what the other is going through. That's always kind of, and hearing it from you is kind of, and what they might both be able to do together to kind of be that much more supportive.
Yeah, I think that makes it a lot easier to be just kind of have the whole household on the same page.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, especially if that person that you're working with is the one doing the primary, the primary cook, prepping the food and that kind of thing, or shopping even,
Yeah.
That might be
Well,
fun.
John, I'm glad you're here from the East Coast. I'm a transplant too, and I wouldn't go back for the world. And I'm glad you don't weigh 120 pounds.
Thanks. Where are you from?
Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, that's where my grandparents all grew up. My whole
Italians.
family started out in Brooklyn. Yep. The Italian part of Brooklyn.
Yep.
Way back in the day.
Yep. Yep.
I'm from Jersey too.
Oh my God, all the East Coasters in this chat.
Yeah.
And I like that she said Jersey and not New Jersey.
It's always what I call it too. I'm hoping if I leave off the news, some people just might not actually know where I'm from.
Yeah, he's the real deal.
Yep.
I think if you can teach us all how to cook maybe an Italian dish with less I don't know, less bad stuff in there, even though I don't know if it's really bad. I love it all, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'd love
There
that.
are many healthful Italian dishes.
There you go. I don't know anyone who doesn't like Italian.
We've tinkered a little bit with
cooking.
make Italian healthy Italian cooking.
Cooking is like that.
Yeah,
The fresher,
we've been thinking with that a little bit. Trying to make Italian meals healthy. Especially there was a time when I was on keto, and so I needed some Italian food that I could kind of convert. So I've played around with it a little bit. I'm sure there are ways to make Italian cooking healthy. It might not be any way that makes Italians happy, but it's in there somewhere.
well, it's not, actually it's somewhat Mediterranean. I mean, it just depends on how much of that you're using that is fresh, and also how much of that you're using that is not heavily laden, with fat. We all love cheese. At least I know, cheese is like one of the number one things everybody loves. It is for me. So, I mean, yeah, how do you do that? And it's not always about calorie. And that's another kind of thing that most people need to kind of learn, that it's not always the calorie count that's really your the bad thing. It's other things. Am I right?
Yeah, it's more the content than the total.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more where it's all coming from, the processed sugars, the processed flours, the bleached this and the manufactured pastas and all those things. That's more so the things you have to look out for than just an overall calorie count.
Good to know. Good to know. Well, guys, I'm so happy you were all here on the call, and we have a lot of things to learn from John, and I'm very happy he's part of Vessel Health's team. Lifestyle is yay. We're really kind of raring to go. We've got another half of this year where we need to kind of make up for some lost time, and I think we're all in that same place. We're looking forward to those moments when we can get out and start seeing people again, and just staying healthy and getting on the right track with what it is we want to do for our the next half of the year.
Yes.
Yep, and I'm excited to get to help all you with that too.
Thank you.
Everybody I've gotten to meet so far and the new faces here, I'm excited to get to help all you with that next half of the year, making the right choices.
Thank you. And Nikki said thank you. And
Yeah.
thank you, everybody. We are all so happy that you're here, John. So thank you for being with us.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I really do love it at Vessel Health.
I'm sure you noticed right away how much of a family we are.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a very welcoming place. It really is. Felt like it was a really easy place to just kind of fit in, and everybody's been so nice. I've gotten to meet everybody with the shadowing during my time without patients, and gotten to know everybody a little bit. And it's really a great place. Everybody gets along. Everybody's just looking forward to having a chat during the day. I really do enjoy it in Vessel Health.
Thank you,
Welcome.
John. We're really happy too, and it makes a difference. I see our patients commenting all kinds of nice things right now, so they're really, really happy that you're here and on board with us, and a lot of great things to happen. So Denise, do you want to make some announcements about the classes?
I did. I actually wrote down, so hopefully I won't miss anything.
Okay.
So John already mentioned that he's going to be doing the circuit class live. And I know there's lots of people that want to get back into the gym and working out at the Vessel Health activity room. And so starting in July, John's going to be taking the Friday morning circuit class. And so
Yay, John, that's exciting. I want to get in there.
Yeah.
You'll probably see some of the staff faces in there too, because I mean, we see that gym and it's like, oh, if only, we all want to get kind of after it. So
Yeah,
that's great. That'll be great.
Yes. Julie's going to be bringing back early morning yoga class. So starting in July on the first Wednesday, she's going to bring back a 7:30 yoga. And I know many of you like to get your day going early, and so now you can get yoga in and start your day off right.
Yeah, I love that.
Will that conflict with meditation then?
She kind of felt that it would, yeah. She thought maybe it was a different population that was doing either the meditation or the yoga. So I know.
Well, on that though, Denise mentioned that because I hear a lot of great things. I mean, you're doing a morning meditation 5 days, 5 mornings a week, and people are, I mean, it's tremendously helping people. I'm hearing a lot of good things.
It's fabulous.
Thank you. It's a lot of work. I have to write one every night so I can have a new one in the morning.
Yeah, I know you don't, yeah, the grass doesn't grow under your feet for sure.
I also wanted to share that we're going to be introducing a educational class on cholesterol. So understanding your cholesterol numbers. And then I'm going to be starting a stress reduction class. when Dr. White asked me to come in to start working with individuals in Paige's absence, and I never ever took Paige's place. But when I came in to help and I was meeting with people, I found this common thread that there's stress in people's life, whether they come in with stress and it's affecting their health, or if they're stressed over the health, condition. And so we're going to be doing a 6-week stress reduction course. And so hopefully you can enjoy all of those. If not, you can jump in the ones that are related to your specific needs.
Do you have dates on the stress class yet, Denise?
It's going to be on Thursday and it'll be starting in July. I think that if you call the front desk, they're trying to build up a nice size group before we get started.
That's great. And I think I did mention that in the last announcement that went out. And to those of you who are here on this call, if you're not getting the monthly, or even, I send them out more than monthly, but there's an eye contact that goes out and it goes to your email, whether it's on your phone or whatever device you use. And if you're not getting that, please let me know so that I can check your email and make sure it's correct in the system.
Yes, because Sally emails separately than my email. So I think we have some different names. So.
Yeah, we do. But I think even if it overlaps, I just want to make sure they all get that announcement, because that's been put out there. And you mentioned, Denise, just real quick, I'm going to go back because you mentioned about the cholesterol class, and I wasn't aware of that. So that sounds pretty interesting too.
It is. Ashley's going to be providing that. And I think that John's even going to be stepping in to help in one of the sessions.
Yes. Okay. And that's a group class. Yes, that's going to be a great class. So yeah, we've got a lot coming up in July for sure. That's going to be very helpful to each and every one of you, and share it with your friends and family, because we'd love to, help them out too. So if from here on out, if there's any questions or anything at all, now's the time.
And
Okay,
John's
so
in the
you're
office. So if you come home and you think, oh, I really wanted to know the answer to this, you can always email one of us or give him a call.
Yes, he's very approachable. So we're all back in the office tomorrow. So if there's something you want to know, please feel free to email. If you don't have John's email, you can email one of us, and or John, you can share your email, whatever you want to do. But yes, we're happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, I can put it in the chat.
Sure.
Don't worry about spelling my last name right. What is it? Or at vesselnm.com?
Yeah, that's it.
I get used to the new work email. Oh my God, I spelled my own last name wrong.
There it is. So we got it.
There we go. The bottom one is right.
Yeah, there it is.
2 C's.
Yeah, 2 C's, Vaccaro. There we go. And John, just so you know too, we're here for you. I mean, I know, like you said, it's only been 2.5 weeks. So you've done quite a bit in 2.5 weeks. So kudos to you. And hopefully we're doing our part. So if there's anything that, we're missing and you need to pick our brains, we're here for you too.
Thank you. You guys have all been fantastic. And I'm sure I'll be popping in the office every once in a while to ask some questions.
I still do. So I still do that to people. So we're learning all the time, but that's the beauty of it. We're all learning. So never stop learning. Well, thanks again, everyone. We're kind of we're at 6:15. Typically these run an hour, but we kind of did this because it was a special time to just reacquaint with all of you, coming back out of, the long drawn out 18 months of everything that we've all been through with everything kind of shut down. And I know you continued on with Denise and Julie's classes, which give you a lot of credit for that, both of them and all of you. And you know, we've stayed there, we've been open, but there's a lot of changes and there's a lot of good things coming your way. So just make sure you're getting those emails, or if you're popping in, we're going to make sure you're getting, you know, the information, the flyers, or whatever it is you need. So I see some are signing off, and just want to say thank you for joining us today. And thank you, John, for being so candid with all of us and sharing some of your stories and why you're here. And we're looking forward to learning more about you and having you help us out with Vessel and all the things that we're trying to achieve with Vessel Health. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me on today. It was really great to get to chat with everybody today.
Yeah, it's kind of up close and personal. It's good. Even though it's Zoom, it is what it is, right? We've all been doing it for a while. I love your kitty. I just put you can hear mine in the background.
I could hear yours. I'm like, that's not mine.
Yeah, I just let her out. She was ready to go out.
Well, they know when you're busy, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yes, that's when she meows. Otherwise, she's pretty quiet. Josephine, you look great. You look pretty.
Thank you. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Everybody
Thanks,
looks
Guzzy.
good. It's nice to see everybody.
Yeah.
And hi, Linda. Linda, are you John's mom? Yes. So cute. Hi. That's your sister Cassidy? Oh, how cute. Hi. Welcome. We're happy John's with us. You guys are so nice to be on the call.
Oh, there we are. Hi. We both have our sundials on.
Oh, that's
We're so
nice.
proud of him. He's doing such a great job.
Thank you.
He is. Thank you.
Are you in Jersey?
Yes, we are right now in New Jersey. Not enjoying the humidity.
Yeah.
I've been to Jersey, but I was there during the cool months, so I didn't experience that. But I had a good time. I enjoyed it there.
And I see Jessica has opened up her camera. Is that your girlfriend?
Yep.
Nice.
Hi.
Are you going to be in the cooking demonstrations?
And she's my assistant.
I'm just the assistant. He's the professional.
My cook alone in the kitchen became too much of a mess.
Hi, Jessica. Welcome. And you know, it's funny, but you always need, if you're the prep, that's a big job. So good for you.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone. Well, John, do you have anything you want to say as we close out?
Just that I'm really looking forward to get to know everybody better and getting to work with everybody here at Vessel Health. I'm really excited to start this journey.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
John.
you. That makes us very
Thank you,
happy. I
everybody.
think everybody's
Yeah.
really happy that you're here and including the staff, of course. So welcome again, and thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you, Sally.
You're welcome.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Denise, too. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
Denise. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.
We love our community. You are family.
Yes.
Everybody, enjoy the rest of your evening and take good care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time.
All righty. Thank you.
All right. Bye,
Okay.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys in the morning.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.